Professional mixed martial art fighters must possess a variety of traits such as intelligence, discipline, and both physical and mental toughness. UFC fighters who are unbeaten rely heavily on their strength, speed, and stamina throughout battles. Most of their matches are known to be won by them, if not all of them. UFC fighters that are unbeaten have established a winning record and rarely lose matches. Let's take a look at the top 10 undefeated UFC fighters now. At number 1 is Umar Nurmagomedov, the cousin of one of the greatest UFC fighters ever, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Umar is on pace to match the former UFC lightweight who finished his career with a perfect 29-0 record. The 27-year-old Dagestani recently earned his 4th UFC victory, stopping Raoni Barcelos in the opening frame in their fight on January 20, 2023 at UFC Fight Night Strickland vs. Mavov. In the second round of their bantamweight match in January 2021, he was submitted by Sergey Morozov, marking his UFC debut. The Eagles MMA representative used the same tactic 14 months later, defeating Brian Kelleher in the opening round in March 2022 and then defeating Nate Maness in June 2022. At number 2 is Khamzat Chimaev. Arguably, Khamzat Chimaev is the most exciting UFC prospect available right now. Chimaev has undoubtedly shot to fame with his 12 victories, 6 of which came in the UFC. He is among the top candidates to get a run at the title in the near future. In the UFC, he was victorious almost exclusively through stoppages, both by TKO and submission. On his debut, he knocked out Jaromir Shart in 17 seconds, stopped Rhys McKee 10 days later, and submitted John Phillips. In October 2021, Chimaev faced Jingliang Li, a rated opponent, and decisively outclassed the Chinese fighter on his way to a near-naked choke victory. With the victory, he was able to take on Gilbert Burns, another elite opponent. A thrilling battle between Chimaev and Burns took place in April 2022. At number 3 is Muhammad Mokaev. Muhammad Mokaev is one of UFC's emerging flyweight contenders right now. With a perfect record of 10 wins and no defeats, the Manchester, England-based fighter has emerged victorious from all 4 of his UFC bouts thus far, and he now holds the 12th position in the 125-pound division rankings. In his March 2022 debut, Mokaev quickly dispatched Cody Durden by submission via guillotine choke in the opening frame. He easily defeated Charles Johnson by unanimous decision 4 months later, adding another victory to his record. Then in October 2022, he turned in Malcolm Gordon. Jafel Filio lost out on his most recent promotional victory. At number 4 is Movsar Evloev. Currently undefeated in the UFC with 16 victories under his belt is another Russian, Movsar Evloev. Evloev is currently on a 6-fight winning streak in the promotion located in Las Vegas. In 2019, he became a UFC member and defeated Xing Wu Choi in his UFC debut via unanimous decision. Following his victory, the now American member of the top team defeated Enrique Barzola in October 2019, Mike Grundy in June 2020, and Nick Lenz and Hakeem Dawood in June 2021. Dan is his most recent victim. In June 2022, he defeated Danny Gay by unanimous vote. He now stands 10th in the featherweight division rankings after this victory. Movsar Evloev was the reigning featherweight champion at M1 Global, where he amassed 10 victories prior to joining the world's top mixed martial arts promotion. At number 5 is Ilia Topuria. In addition to Evloev, Ilia Topuria is the other unbeaten featherweight contender in the division. In the 145-pound weight class, the Georgian Mauler is presently ranked as the number 9 competitor. In October 2022, he made his UFC debut defeating Youssef Zalal by unanimous decision. Having previously defeated every opponent he faced, this was his first decision victory. Topuria then proceeded to finish his opponents, defeating Damon Jackson by first-round knockout in December 2020, Ryan Hall by first-round knockout in July 2021, and Jay Herbert by second-round knockout in March 2022 in 3 consecutive bouts. His most recent victory was via second-round arm triangle choke over Bryce Mitchell in December 2022. El Matador had 8 victories before joining the UFC and strengthening the featherweight division. These victories came from stoppages, 7 submissions, and 1 knockdown in MMA organizations such as Brave Combat Federation and Cage Warriors. He now has a deal with the UFC thanks to his outstanding run. At number 6 is Tatiana Suarez. Almost everyone in the know considered Tatiana Suarez to be a potential champion before her very unlucky injury issues. At a recent Fight Night event, Suarez made her comeback from a 3.5-year break and showed that she is back to her best and prepared to contend for the title. Tatiana Suarez submitted Montana De La Rosa in an effort to raise her career tally to 9-0. Being a very skilled grappler in women's mixed martial arts, the American is a formidable opponent for most opponents. Therefore, her comeback into the ring adds intrigue to the match. Suarez has always stated that she wants to hold the 115 and 125-pound titles, but if she wants him to fulfill her dream, she needs to continue working hard. She just defeated flyweight title Alexa Grasso via submission, thus a rematch between the Mexican champion and Valentina Shevchenko would make for an interesting plot point. At number 7 is Shavkat Rakhmonov. The record of Shavkat Rakhmonov is quite impressive. With a perfect finish percentage, the Kazakh sensation is the only person on this list to have stopped every opponent he has faced. Nomad won his 6th fight in the octagon at the just-finished UFC 285 pay-per-view, launching him into the top tier of the welterweight class. Shavkat Rakhmonov is the divisional dark horse thanks to his strong finishing skills. He has 8 knockouts and 9 submissions under his belt. The 28-year-old is now just 1 or 2 victories away from a chance at the gold, and if things continue this way, he might face the title within the next 12 months. As well-rounded as they come, Rakhmonov is, his incredible display against Geoff Neal demonstrated the breadth and danger of his striking abilities, which when combined with his combat sambo training, makes for an extremely lethal combination. With the UFC fan base, Nomad is rapidly gaining popularity, and for good cause. At number 8 is Tatsuro Taira. Many believe that unbeaten Tatsuro Taira will become a UFC champion in the future. He is a kickboxer and the former Shuto flyweight champion, and his diverse skill set in mixed martial arts has won him praise. The 22-year-old increased his record in the UFC 5-0 with the victory at UFC 83, 3 of which were finishes. Many MMA fighters and fans were drawn to Tatsuro Taira's performance, and many rushed to social media to express their opinions. Aljamain Sterling, the former UFC champion, praised the 22-year-old and referred to him as the real deal. Taira embodies true value. On the podcast, I've been praising him whenever he gets into a fight. This child simply never stops improving. Taira has the potential to become well-known in the UFC, according to one MMA fan. At number 9 is Javid Bashrat. With a third-round submission victory on Dana White's Contender Series, the Snow Leopard made headlines in 2021 and extended his winning streak to 11 bouts. Bashrat has fought 3 times in the octagon since signing a UFC contract, winning all 3 by unanimous decision. Notably, at UFC Fight Night 217 in January, he defeated Matias Mendonca via unanimous decision in his most recent victory. With 14 victories and 0 defeats in his professional MMA career, Bashrat is presently unbeaten. He's won 5 of these fights via knockout or submission and 6 via submission. At the age of 13, Javid Bashrat began his experience in combat sports with Taekwondo. Rahul Anikpai of Afghanistan, who won the country's first Olympic medal in Taekwondo at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, China, partially rekindled his interest in the sport. At number 10 is Bo Nickal. The name Bo Nickal conjures images of supremacy and power in collegiate wrestling scene. The former Penn State Nittany Lion has incredible success in his career, inspiring admiration in both opponents and fans alike for his abilities. Bo Nickal's ability to carry out his hallmark maneuvers deftly and precisely is one of the things that make his wrestling style unique. His bodaciously inventive moves, like the iconic Bo Nickal Cradle, made him known as a versatile and unpredictable wrestler. The collegiate wrestling career of Bo Nickal was truly remarkable. He wrestled for the Penn State Nittany Lions from 2015 to 2019, making a lasting impression on the sport while competing at the 184-pound weight class. With his unmatched power, quickness, and technique, Nickal was a dangerous foe to wrestle against. Do you enjoy watching UFC? How do you feel about these UFC fighters who have never lost? Do let us know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. For more interesting stories and updates, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Goodbye!